flathead Gomihuan. He is looking at a scorpion in front of him. Scorpions are small, but the venom secreted from the scorpion tail is lethal. This honey is named Gangzi. He met this poisonous scorpion early in the morning. Gangzi really wants to eat it. This high-protein scorpion breakfast, even if honey has evolved. Immunity to venom. But the steel is going to be broken by the scorpion. That hurts too. But Scorpion encountered a difficult labor today. Gangzi uses his letter. The closed claws hold the scorpion to the ground. Then he opened his mouth and was ready to eat. Honey Huan needs at least 1 day. Eat enough meat for 1 kilogram to maintain the energy required by the body. These meat are just Gangzi's appetizers, his busy life all day. And we're just getting started. The 1.5-year-old just happened to be an adult. He has been taken out of his mother's care. Now start living alone. Honey is usually a solitary animal, and the fledgling just have to learn how to take care of yourself. Bees have a high metabolism. This forces the gangster. It needs a constant chamber of secrecy. Ganko's home is in central Namisha, a land rife with extreme climates. Makes making a living for Ganko extremely challenging. Although the power of the rebellion is very poor, but with a keen sense of smell, Ganko found it in front of him. Have something to eat. It's an eye rat to deal with a predator's attack. Hit! The clever eye mouse came up with a great solution. It's hidden in the word count, surrounded by sharp spikes. Rock rat. So you don't have to worry too much about being easily caught by predators. Although Gangzi smelled meat, but it is blocked by the surrounding fill times. Yu Huan's body is wrapped in thick hair. Therefore, the thorn is for the stiffness. Although there is some pain, but for delicious food, things can be endured. The eye mouse underestimated the flat-headed brother in front of him. Gangzi caught the eye mouse in one fell swoop. But the eye mouse suddenly broke free from the hands of the bee. The meat in the mouth of the gang ran away. However, in the bones of Gangzi, full of stubborn personality, how could Yan Rat easily escape from his eyes? A strong man who is not afraid of pain and needs to be strong all his life. Yan Rat was soon caught. It wasn't in vain. Gangzi relies on hard-working hands, overcome difficult living conditions, to be able to get a foothold. On the impoverished prairie, Gangzi finished eating the salt cooked. It was already noon. His food intake today is nowhere near enough. But on the grasslands scorched by the sun, there is no prey in sight. Mi Huan has thick hair all over her body. Heat is absorbed and difficult to dissipate. And that's when he really needed to cool himself down. Ganko stopped hunting. Then lay on the ground for a killing encounter. This is what Ganko learned from his mother. But Solver, small ways to heat up. But as the sun continues to shine, Gangzi urgently needs to find a water source at this time. Or is Shinyu much cooler? He soaked his body in under the silt. Although this cooling brings comfort to the gang. But soon, the incoming dust storm sweeps here. These forces are inhaled into the lungs of animals, cause bodily harm. Therefore, Gangzi did not dare to soak for too long. He got up and left immediately, and suddenly hunger remind him again to continue to ask for the secret room. The scene in front of him stunned him. He had never seen a lizard with such a long tail. Gangzi came forward to inquire curiously, but this is an older one. Armored lizards with combat experience. The young man was unexpectedly sucked. The tail slapped a few times. It also taught him a lesson. Train this living thing. Do not approach easily. Gangzi is just a stream of being beaten. Just a nosebleed. Fortunately, it's okay. On the way to feed, Gangzi will be in his own territory. secretes odorous substances, in addition to warning other males. No entry. What he did it for. You can also extend invitations to females. Ganko lives a full day. In the evening, the industrious Gangzi is still foraging. The harder, he tried to believe what his mother had said. The luckier. So he found on the riverbank the corpse of the wildebeest, while the night is hazy and silent. Gangzi carefully leaned forward, although there is still a wildebeest. Some signs of life dynamics. But he was already in the quagmire. I don't have the strength to stand up anymore. Gangzi is not a picky eater. He gulped it down, but eating, and I sense danger approaching. He eats as much as he can, and not be too greedy for the food in front of you. After a few bites, Gangzi quickly evacuated. When he left, and from time to time to see if anyone was following him, Gangzi's day is over, and his life tomorrow. Still out foraging. The next day, Gangzi, foraging on the road, suddenly broke into the ostrich's nest. He's not here to fight ostriches. Gangzi vaguely remembers his mother. Kim used to bring him here to steal bird eggs. However, the eggshells have been scattered all over the place. Prove that other predators have been here before. Lucky. There is still one remaining ostrich egg. Eat this ostrich egg. Ganko clearly knows that it is not so easy. So he broke the eggshell. First, push the ostrich egg onto the hard wood. Then I want to squeeze the ostrich hard. Slippery, hard ostrich eggs. Nothing has changed. Gangzi not only has a temper and very unyielding, he is bound to break the egg stuck under the stake. Ostrich eggs are hard, pushed out by Gangzi. Although the ostrich egg hasn't broken yet, but the stiffness still know how to squeeze with the help of tree stumps. Soon, the ostrich egg will be squeezed by him repeatedly and crack the stiffness with sharp claws, thoroughly tear a big hole in the ostrich egg. He can finally get enough nutrients and delicious ostrich eggs. Father ostrich, stolen at home, dry quickly, back to the lair. But Gangzi has finished eating, escaped in disgrace, followed by a unique scent. This is something Ganko has never smelled before. It's not coming from food. He seems to be able to judge. This is the smell of the female. This is a female honey lover. Gangzi was immediately fascinated by the female honey hen in front of him, met after recognizing the smell on the other person. They soon got to know each other. Female honey. N is also willing to follow behind Gangzi. They hunted together, experienced famine. The arrival of spring makes honey Huan. You can eat it. More delicious variety of food. Along with stiffness and female honey, Huan's feelings deepen. They spent the night together happily. However, it was only for one night. Mai Huan does not promote monogamy. Gangzi also does not take responsibility for raising young disasters. After dawn, Ganko will never see a female lover again. He's back to being single again, surviving the dry season alone. Today's Gangzi, already a skilled predator, what he is going to challenge today is, in search of delicious honey, rush to the animal that provokes the honeycomb. Hardly any, and honey Huan. That's one of them. Rigid sniff to the smell of honey. I can't take it anymore. No matter how the bees attack, guitar stiffness, thick skin, it can provide good protection, even if he was stung by a bee. But the body of the bee has immunity to toxicity, so Ganko took out the honeycomb without fear. This delicacy is unquenchable for Ganko. He can flip him easily with his sharp claws, and the bees see this guy who's not afraid to break. They also abandoned the nest and fled. Gangzi bit off the thick honey in one bite. It contains larvae, brought him a lot of protein, until it's almost done. Ganko knows it's not advisable to stay here too long. He left the place quickly, no matter how the climate changes in the future. Gangzi has become the most fearless animal. He is also a grassland flathead, brother who does not admit defeat,